Look up into the night sky, and you just might see a bright moving star. But that's no star, that's the International Space Station, humanity's outpost in space. Today, we're diving deep into the story, purpose, risks, and the incredible future of the ISS. Buckle up! The International Space Station, or ISS, is the largest man-made structure in space. It's about the size of a football field and weighs around 420 tons. But why was it built? Simple answer: research and collaboration. The ISS serves as a microgravity laboratory where scientists from around the world can perform experiments that would be impossible on Earth. Its goals are clear: to advance scientific knowledge, develop new technologies, understand health impacts of space on humans, and pave the way for future deep space missions, like going to Mars. The ISS is the ultimate symbol of global cooperation. 5 major space agencies are involved: NASA from the United States, Roscosmos from Russia, JAXA, that's the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, ESA, the European Space Agency, and CSA, the Canadian Space Agency. In total, over 15 countries have contributed. It was first launched piece by piece starting in 1998, assembled in orbit and constantly upgraded. Life on the ISS is like living inside a giant science lab. There are modules for scientific experiments, studying everything from fluid dynamics to growing lettuce in space. Crew living quarters include sleeping pods, exercise equipment, and a galley for meals. There are control centers where astronauts manage life support, communications, and all those experiments. The station also has robotic arms, like Canada's famous Canadarm2, which helps dock cargo ships and move equipment. And of course, there are medical bays for basic health monitoring and treatment. Astronauts typically stay up there for 6 months, eating specially packed food, exercising 2 hours a day to maintain muscle mass, and conducting hundreds of experiments. But, life in orbit isn't easy or safe. The risks up there include exposure to radiation from cosmic rays and, solar storms. There's also the danger from micrometeoroid and orbital debris impacts, not to mention the possibility of fires or air leaks inside the station. And yeah, psychological stress from isolation and confinement is a big deal too. Over the years, there have actually been several close calls. For example, in 2007, a computer crash disabled key life support systems for hours. Then in 2018, a small air leak was detected, caused by a tiny hole, possibly from a manufacturing defect or maybe a micrometeorite. And of course, constantly dodging space debris is just part of daily life on the ISS. The ISS moves at a staggering 28,000 kilometers per hour, circling Earth every 90 minutes. Space debris is, honestly, a real threat. NASA and its partners are constantly tracking thousands of pieces of space junk. If an object gets too close, the ISS can perform what's called a debris avoidance maneuver. Basically, it fires its thrusters to move to a safer orbit. And when there's very little warning, astronauts have strict protocols. They shelter inside docked spacecraft, like the Soyuz or Dragon capsules, ready to evacuate if necessary. Every astronaut is trained extensively for emergencies. If there's a fire, a depressurization event, or a catastrophic failure, the escape plan is pretty straightforward. Get into the Soyuz or Crew Dragon spacecraft and return to Earth immediately. The ISS has actually saved lives multiple times by having escape vehicles always ready. It's kind of like having a lifeboat permanently tied to the ship. Want to spot the ISS? It's easy. Because it's so big and reflects sunlight, it's actually visible to the naked eye, brighter than most stars. It looks like a fast-moving white dot gliding across the sky. No blinking lights like airplanes. You can track it using NASA's Spot the Station service, apps like Heavens Above, or simply check local astronomy forecasts. A clear night, a little patience, and you'll witness a marvel of engineering soaring above you. Today the ISS is still a hub of activity, but it's aging. The original plan was to operate it until 2020, but due to its success, that was extended to 2030. In the coming years, expect more. Private companies like SpaceX and Axiom Space are planning commercial modules and private astronaut missions. Space tourism is starting. Civilians like Yusaku Mizawa and Dennis Tito have already visited space. New space stations, like China's Tiangong, and proposals for commercial space hotels are on the horizon. Research into manufacturing new materials, 3D printing organs, and even farming in space will expand. Eventually, a combination of commercial and international stations may take over, with the ISS possibly deorbited and safely crashed into the ocean around 2031. The ISS is one of humanity's greatest achievements. It reminds us what we can accomplish when we work together across borders, across oceans, and even beyond our planet. From scientific discovery to the dreams of ordinary people floating among the stars, the future of space is wide open. And it all started with the humble International Space Station. Keep looking up, because the sky is not the limit anymore. If you enjoyed this journey beyond the stars, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep space adventures. Drop a comment below if you've ever seen the ISS, or if you dream of visiting space one day. Thanks for watching Quantum Wealth Nexus, where innovation meets inspiration.